89.9 The Light. It is a Monday and it's time to get motivated. And there's only one man that can do that, especially for someone like me at my age. There's only one man, and he is from the pit and our own personal trainer to the stars. It's Colin, everyone.
Morning. Kel, you're so old.
I am. And
well, the way you paint yourself anyway.
Colin understands my limitations, put it that way, and he lets me work within my limitations. And we're speaking about limitations. We had a good chat last week, but this week we're going to talk about more. I bang on about the physical stuff with the back or a sore shoulder or a sore neck, Colin, but today we're going to delve a little bit deeper when it comes to getting fit, even though you might have a few hurdles in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. People have a whole range of chronic health conditions, and today we want to talk about more the chronic health diseases, things like diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and things like that.
When it comes to more serious health conditions, I really guess, having never had things like diabetes or high blood pressure, I'm not sure how it affects the body when it comes to exercise. So I suppose it's getting over the actual, the way the body can't operate before you get the body to operate, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And like in day one of PT school, we learn a word called contraindications. So contraindications. So that basically means that if you did these exercises, it could make you worse.
Right.
Could make your health condition worse. So contraindication. So for instance, and this is not necessarily a health condition, but after giving birth, you shouldn't do crunches. That's
right.
An exercise that's contraindicated. So that's the word, and that's what we think about when we think about some of these chronic health diseases. So there's a few things we need to know.
Okay,
firstly,
but there is a way forward. So it doesn't mean that you just cannot exercise if you do have issues. It means that there are ways to do it. You've just got to be super safe.
Yeah, for sure. And the first thing you need to think about is that if you do have a chronic health disease, then you can exercise, and that's going to increase your quality of life and it can even improve your health condition. And another thing it can do is even reduce the risk of you dying from that health condition, which is so important.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people straight out the gate, if you've lived with something that's a chronic condition, you often just talk yourself out of ever thinking about going and doing some exercise. You may not have Googled anything. You may not have even talked to experts. You're just in and of yourself. You feel like it's just something you cannot do. But there's so many possibilities as long as you speak to the experts, Colin.
Yep. And that's the second thing, that you want to always talk to doctor or healthcare professional before you start doing exercise. So I've never heard a doctor say, look, I'd prefer you sit on your butt all day. They always want you to be doing something. So that's very important. And even give feedback to your healthcare professional. Talk to them about, say, this is what I've done. I've been doing this for a couple of months now. I'm feeling this or that, and they'll continue to guide you through there. So I think that's very important that you always chat to a doctor.
And they're often really happy to talk to your other people in the chain. So I know with Kel, he's got a doctor, he's got a chiro, he's got a PT, and you're all happy to talk to each other as healthcare professionals to figure out a plan for him, which I think is really amazing. A lot of healthcare professionals, their passion is bettering lives, and so they're always willing to work as a team. I found I thought that was so surprising, but if you ask them, they will communicate with each other.
Yeah, and that's why we get into this, because we want to help people. So, and we know that we don't know it all. So we want to work in with everybody to say, okay, and we learn things from other professionals and what they're doing.
And I would say, not to get too off track, but I would say the first time I was at the pit with you, Colin, it was very eye-opening for me to see how much you asked me questions about how I was feeling and what was going on inside of me at any given time. Because I think a lot of people think that they sort of give themselves over to this gym thing and that they're going to get some trainer that's just going to yell at them for half an hour and then they pay them money. It's not that way at all. With a good personal trainer, that personal trainer is going, how does that feel? Where is that hurting? Do we want to do more of that? What do you think about this? It's very collaborative.
For sure. And that's the third thing I want to talk to you about, is that find someone who can help design a specific program for you with your health condition in consideration. And that's very important, because you've got to think about things like, what base are you starting from? What fitness level are you at the moment? You don't want to just jump out and do massive hour and a half workout with weights, and then suddenly you find yourself in a worse place. So you want to do that. You want to think about your starting intensity. How hard are you going to go at it? And that's not something you often can decide yourself. Sometimes you need someone to show you, what to do. Then the frequency, how often you do it. Maybe a 20-minute walk each day is good, but a 7-day massive workout program is probably not where you want to be starting. So, and then also the contraindicated exercises that we spoke about before. You need someone to help you walk you through those as well. So it's very important.
So you need to just really go get help, get advice, and then just start, right? And start small. If it's a serious health concern, obviously start small, but always do it under the advice of your GP.
And I think for those people listening that may have some sort of chronic health hurdle, it's good maybe for Lucy and Colin quickly to speak into this. The atmosphere that's created at some gyms can be quite toxic, but if you find the right personal trainer and the right gym, I know on personal experience, Aizen, Lucy and myself go down and we train at the gym. Aizen's lifting a car. I'm doing stretches, but everyone's at a different level and everyone's being encouraged.
Yeah, and I think what you need to do sometimes is find a recommendation of someone who does train or has trained, and try a few different people out. Go look them up, do a session with them, just see. You tend to get a bit of a vibe early on as to whether you're going to work well with someone.
It's so true. Not all specialists in this field are created equal, and you've got to find the right one that works for you. And even I was training down there yesterday with Cole, and I heard someone saying to him that they chose Colin because he's an encourager. He's not one of the PTs who yell or is like, "Come on, you can do it." He's just like this really gentle encourager. And he goes, I heard this man saying the only reason I can work out is because I know you're there encouraging me. And I thought that was really, I was like, I was eavesdropping, but I was like, that's really really wonderful thing. And it's very true. Everyone works differently. You've got to find the right person that works with you to get the best results. And if that's not the person you're with, keep changing. It's okay. You find a hairdresser you love, you find a doctor you love. You often, if you see a psychologist, you've got to find a psychologist you connect with. Same thing when it comes to health and fitness. Find someone that can actually get you to where you want to go. Yeah,
for sure. And I like what you said, Luce, about just starting as well, because 99% of us, if you've got the mobility, can start. We can start by simple things like swimming or water aerobics, walking, even like simple weight bearing exercises at home, even sitting in a chair. I could design a whole workout sitting in a chair. Those sort of things you can get started. Stretching and Pilates and all that sort of. There's so many different areas that you can make that start. So I'd encourage people to really focus on what can I do, finding the right help, and then actually starting.